Hello! Okay, now, I think this is a section some of you guys have probably been dying for. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Ugh! First-person shooters. Let's do it today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Okay, first-person shooters. Let's do it. I got a bunch of them. Again, not as many as I've actually played, but these are the ones I own currently. And there's still quite a few I'd like to play, actually. Now, my introduction to first-person shooters is probably much like a lot of you. PC games, Doom, Quake, stuff like that. The original Wolfenstein 3D. But I didn't really get into first-person shooters, to play majorly until I got this one, Red Faction. What many people consider to be one of the all-time greatest first-person shooters ever. What makes Red Faction so good? Well, there's a couple of things. I mean, first off, it's just got a great story. It's about a revolution on Mars where these miners have been, just forced to endure horrible conditions and abused by the guards who kind of monitor them and make sure they're working and stuff, and they're forced to work long hours, and it's just hell. It's just hell. So anyway, it's about a big revolution on Mars, about the miners versus the corporation using them and working them into the ground. So, first played this. This is one of the first PS2 games I actually played when I got my own PS2. My friend Ben and I picked it up on sale at, oh, this is interesting. I've actually got the original black box, but I've got the greatest hits version of the disc. Go figure. Picked it up on sale. Now, looking at the cover, we just kind of assumed it was something to do with Russia, but I had just kind of heard in my travels that Red Faction was supposed to be a really good game, so I suggested we pick it up because it was cheap at the time. So, I think it was like $20 or something. So we think, okay, whatever, we'll check it out, give it the benefit of the doubt. And it turns out to be this epic sci-fi saga, this first-person shooter. And we just loved it. Absolutely loved it. Just played the hell out of it. So much so, this is actually one of the few first-person shooters I enjoy replaying on a fairly regular basis. Just because I really like the story, and the music is great. I've actually got the soundtrack as MP3s. I don't think there's ever been an actual CD release of it. And it's just great stuff. I mean, there's a variety of weapons, and you got a great story, and for the time, the graphics were quite good. I mean, the graphics definitely look dated now. Excuse me, but that's okay. And one of the things I liked about this is the story actually unfolds primarily via transmissions you get over the radio as you're playing. So there's actually very few cutscenes in this. Like, the cutscenes are few and far between, and when you get them, they're not that long. But the majority of the story unfolds as you're playing in real time, which is pretty cool. So you can be doing stuff while you're getting a radio transmission and making progress. The other thing was, the single-player campaign is really, really long. I mean, I can't remember the exact number of hours it took, but I seem to recall it being very lengthy and very satisfying. You really feel like you played a good, meaty game experience with Red Faction. It's great stuff. So if you like a good sci-fi first-person shooter with a great story and don't mind slightly dated graphics, check out Red Faction. It's really good stuff. Now, there is a sequel to this. Actually, there's two sequels. There was Red Faction 2, which was also on the PS2, and I did play it, and it was okay. My biggest complaint was they actually focused more on the multiplayer aspects of it. So there were some really good multiplayer levels in it. However, the single-player campaign seemed to suffer as a result. It was really short. I mean, it's good. The graphics are definitely a major step up from the first one. And it has Lance Henriksen doing the voice of one of the main characters. But I just found that the single-player campaign wasn't as satisfying as this one. So I don't currently own it. I haven't been in any rush to get it. I'll get it eventually, just for completeness' sake. And then, of course, there was a sequel put out on the PS3 and Xbox 360 recently, which, strangely enough, they turned into a third-person game Yeah. This was also one of the first games that allowed you to destroy the environment, like actually blow holes in walls and stuff. Like one of the first ones to do it really effectively, and they've taken that to the next level with each successive entry in the series. And the new one, Red Faction Guerrilla, you can pretty much destroy the entire level if you want to, if you take the time to do that. But this one's a little more selective. You can only sort of destroy certain sections, at least that have any use to destroying them. And yeah, but anyway, Red Faction, good stuff. Then moving right along, I should mention actually, so Red Faction was the one that sort of got me interested in first-person shooters more as a game genre, and I played them more actively. The other thing was just the controls. The control scheme was really good and really natural, and just had no... You just pick it up really fast. It just seemed to be really intuitive the way they laid it out. So then I heard about a series called Timesplitters, and that it was a really good first-person shooter, great for multiplayer, lots of fun, lots of cool stuff to unlock. So, yeah, this one obviously I need to clean up with the stickers and stuff. But so the first Timesplitters game I ever played was actually this one, Timesplitters 2. And again, this was like a first-person shooter with just completely stupid fun aspects to it. It's so much fun. I mean, the single-player version is great. You can play it individually or with co-op, which is great. So Ben and I would play it collaboratively quite a bit. And there's also a level designer, so you can actually make your own levels. So I made a bunch of my own levels. I mean, I make no claims that I'm some master level designer, but we had a lot of fun with the ones that I made. And then, of course, they put out a third one as well, Timesplitters Future Perfect. And I think there's been talk of a new one on the new platforms. Either that or just fans are hoping there will be. So there you go. That's the whole Timesplitters trilogy. The thing that makes Timesplitters fun is it's kind of a cartoony style to it, slightly exaggerated. But the character animation and the cinematics and such are very, very well done. I mean, almost like Pixar level... not graphical quality, but, animation quality, like the squash and stretch and lip sync and everything is really well done for all of this stuff. So they did a really good job on that. But above all else, these are just really, really fun games. They're fast, frantic, crazy shooters. There's really not a lot of blood in them. A little bit, but I think the third one has blood in it. But the first two are more cartoony and just a lot of fun. And they got like crazy, I don't know, just really funny characters. And yeah, so just give you a quick flip through. So you got Timesplitters. The only complaint I had about the level designer, did the first one have... Yeah, the first, all three of them have a map editor, and basically they give you sort of preset room sections that you can rearrange and create levels with however you want, and then you can place objects and enemies and stuff like that. As the series has progressed, the map editor has become progressively more complex. My only complaint about it is they don't really give you any instructions. They give you some very basic instructions for... Tomb Raider, the Angel of Darkness, considered by many to be the all-time worst Tomb Raider game ever. Yeah. Anyway, they really don't give you much in the way of instructions as far as the nuances of the map editor. They give you enough to sort of get started, but in terms of figuring out the enemy logic and things like that, you got to work all that out yourself. I mean, they give you nothing. Fortunately, I've got a pretty logical mode of thinking, so I was able to work my way through it and figure out what I was doing without too much difficulty. So we got Timesplitters. They stopped numbering them here. It's Timesplitters Future Perfect, but this is the third one. Yeah, so there you go. The Timesplitters games are just so much fun. I highly recommend them. They're great to play with friends, and the single-player campaigns are a lot of fun too, and they just got a great range of characters. Plus, even after you finish the campaigns, like these are really... these are games that have just a ton of replay value, because after you finish the campaigns at the different difficulty levels and unlock everything that you can unlock with those, there's also challenges. There's arcade challenges and deathmatch challenges, skill challenges. throughout that let you unlock more and more stuff. And you can unlock, I don't know, hundreds of characters, it seems, that you can then use in your own death matches and other challenges and whatnot. So, for now, we'll just, I think we'll pause here. I guess, yeah, this is literally half of my first-person shooter collection. So we got Red Faction and the Timesplitters trilogy. Great stuff. I cannot possibly recommend all 4 of these highly enough. Just so much fun. So much fun. Ta-da! So next time we'll wrap up our look at the first-person shooter section of my collection. And, yeah. So see you there. Alrighty. So until next time, thanks for watching. And sayonara.